This is ETV Africa News at this hour. I'm on Jiro Maina.
Instead of discussing sugarcane farming, they are discussing regarding Gachagua. And I want to tell the people of Western Kenya to be very, very careful, to learn from us. The president was here for 5 years. He would spend 6 days here, he would spend 7 days here, and that's the way he convinced us to vote for him. So you be very careful. You can learn from us.
Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has launched a direct attack on President William Ruto, accusing him of unfairly targeting public service CS Justin Muturi, who has been displaying increasing defiance towards Ruto's leadership. Speaking during a live session on TikTok on Thursday, Gachagua criticized the growing dissatisfaction with Ruto's administration, particularly regarding the president's controversial policies and what Gachagua described as president's betrayal of the central Kenya region, often referred to as the mountain.
With the consultations, they are causing a lot of jitters. You can hear everybody now is just abusing me in Western Kenya. The president and his team went there for a development tour, and Rigathi Gachagua has become at the center of that tour. Instead of discussing roads, they are discussing Rigathi Gachagua. Instead of discussing water, they are discussing Rigathi Gachagua. Instead of discussing sugarcane farming, they are discussing Rigathi Gachagua. And I want to tell the people of Western Kenya to be very, very careful, to learn from us. The president was here for 5 years. He would spend 6 days here, he would spend 7 days here, and that's the way he convinced us to vote for him. So you be very careful. You can learn from us. You are just being wooed the way he wooed us. Now he doesn't come here because we know him. He cannot repeat the same thing again because he was here. He was here in church every Sunday. He was in every village. He knew every road by name. Now he has disappeared because the people of here have known him. They have known that all those things he told us were not true. They were lies. And he cheated us and he conned us. So I want to tell the people of Western Kenya to be careful. We have seen that script before.
Gachagua drew attention to an incident at the burial of Eric Mutugi, the son of former Embu Senator Lenny Kivuti, where the mourners booed Muturi as he prepared to read President Ruto's condolence message. This moment, according to Gachagua, was symbolic of a larger disconnect between the president and his support base, especially in the central region. He emphasized that this incident demonstrated the ongoing discontent among his constituents, suggesting that the mountain would remain unified in opposition to the Kenya Kwanza government. In his remarks, Gachagua also issued a stern warning to Western Kenya, urging them not to fall into the same trap that he believes the mountain region did during the election period. He recalled how President Ruto spent years courting their votes only to abandon them afterwards. He cautioned Western Kenya to be careful not to make the same mistake by trusting Ruto, whom he accused of using deceptive tactics during the campaign to secure votes.
What is happening is what happened to Mount Kenya region. So he is 6 days, 7 days in Western, promising this, promising that. Nothing will come out of it. And I would like to ask the president and those in Western Kenya, please deal with the issues in Western Kenya. There is a road infrastructure that is very wanting. There's no water. There are no drugs. People have problems. The sugarcane factories need to be sorted out. Rigathi Gachagua is not the solution of the problems in Western Kenya. A whole president and the whole brigade goes to a whole region. Instead of discussing development, they are just discussing Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua is not a road in Busia. He is not a water pan in Vihiga. He is not a hospital in Luanda. How come you have trivialized a whole tour of a region to one person? You are just discussing a person instead of discussing the issues that are a challenge to the people of that area. And also it's good to respect the people. When you talk about corruption, the people of this country, including a grade 4 child, knows who is corrupt. You don't even to ask them who is corrupt in this country. When you talk about incompetence, the people of Kenya know who is incompetent. That is where we are as a country. That is sheer incompetence.
Additionally, Gachagua addressed the recent political consultations he has been holding at his Wamunyoro home, stating that he is gathering feedback from the various people to determine his political course moving forward. He clarified, however, that these meetings should not be misconstrued as an endorsement of any particular political agenda or candidate. He emphasized his belief in making people-centered decisions and expressed his commitment to listening to the views of the public before making any final decisions. Although some political leaders may attend these consultations to gain favor or boost their political chances, Gachagua insists that his doors are open to everyone and he's simply seeking input to guide his next steps.
If you ask people in 2 years what has happened in this country, that is sheer incompetence. So when you talk about people who are corrupt, people who are incompetent, just take the mirror, look at yourself, because the people of Kenya know better. They know exactly where we are. People are very intelligent. You know, it's the way we used to have in Nairobi, a pickpocket would snatch a bag from somebody and then would point to the same person and say, thief, thief, thief. And then the people would run against that thief. But people are very intelligent today. When you speak to people in Western Kenya, in Kenya, they know. About corruption, they know. About Adani, they know. About the 104 billion program for SHA.
Gachagua's statements suggest that he is positioning himself as a leader, committed to representing the will of the people, and that he is dissatisfied with the direction the current administration is heading. His remarks could be seen as an attempt to solidify his standing as a key political figure and a challenger to Ruto, especially among disillusioned voters from regions that feel sidelined by the government. Whether this leads to a major political shift or just further deepens the tension within the political landscape remains to be seen. But it's clear that Gachagua is making moves to assert himself in the ongoing power struggle.